Alright, are you ready to find out who you really are? Do you really know yourself? Truly, deep down, do you know who you are? No? Well, that's why I am here to take my own personality test, called 16 Personalities. Never done a personality test. I don't even know what is included in a personality test. I'm struggling to even say personality. Personality. So, what is involved in a test? I believe we just have to go through a variety of questions and answer the questions. And then it's going to give us an answer. So, let's answer these the most accurate and truthful that we can to get the most accurate answer. We'll get into the test, and I'm going to figure out who I am as a person. Alright, so the first question we've got. You enjoy social events with lots of people. Absolutely agree. Yes, I do. I love social events. I'm quite a small family. We don't really have parties or gatherings or anything like that. So any event that I can do outside of that would be an absolute yes. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas rather than a detailed itinerary. I kind of like to do a bit of both. I like to have kind of what we're going to do on a holiday, but I'm not too bothered when that kind of happens. So I'd say like a just above. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. Yes, I do this. I do this quite a bit after a conversation, especially if it's one that has involved some sort of negotiation or conflict or something like that, which I don't like, but I kind of do think about that afterwards. I'd say it's quite up there. Yeah, I'm going to say it's quite up there. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. Yes, a little bit. I tend to be more of the let's try and solve your problem a little bit. But I also am quite the person of, let's listen to what's happened, tell me, go through it all. A problem shared is a problem halved. That's the way I see it. So let's go for the slightly agree. People can rarely upset you. Now that one's a little bit of a tricky one because people, well, I don't care what people think of me. If they think I'm an idiot, if they think I'm stupid, then so be it. You're not going to change their view, their opinion. That's their opinion. Right? But people can really upset you. I don't really get upset. I mean, I get down about things, but not really what people say. I'm not too fussed. I'd say I slightly disagree. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start conversation and keep it going. You often rely on other people. No, I disagree. It's normally always me that ends up starting a conversation and to try and keep it going. People probably don't want to talk to me because I talk a lot and very fast. So I would say it's a disagree. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, agreed, 100%. That is purely because if I get behind with certain things, not that I'm worried about the consequences, but things just have to be done. You can't just leave things that you wanted to do. So if you've got a plan that you want to do something, and it happened, let's say, a year ago, don't just leave it. You don't know what that could potentially become. So if you've left something in the past and you've put it on hold because of a certain situation, please, please, please try and pick it up and go and run with it because you don't know what could happen. So for me, yeah, I always want to try and get things back on track, back going and going and going because there's so much to happen and so many different things going on. Don't just let things slide and then forget about them. You really need to get every opportunity you can. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Agree, 100%. I never get bored now. Now I've been doing YouTube and I'm on Discord and Twitch and other different things. I am never, ever bored. I never get time to sit down other than in my chair. I never get time to just relax or do my own thing. If I do, it's very rare and for probably 2 hours at most. You are very affectionate with people you care about. I 100% agree. Yes, I am very affectionate when it comes to either a girlfriend, family members, or friends, or anyone like that. Anybody that is quite close to me, yes, I'm always affectionate, making sure that like they're all right, they feel good, they're happy, they're not down. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. How does that mean, careful and methodical? Does that mean you had everything set out? So like at the age of 25, you were going to be married, or you were going to have kids at the age of 30? Or is that more a case of, don't do drugs, you don't drink alcohol, you don't do stupid things because you might die? I would go with this because I'm an idiot when it comes to doing stunts. Like, I love extreme sports. I used to do paramotoring, where you fly in the sky with a glider thing above you, a big wing, and then you sit in a chair with an engine on your back. Done a few cliff diving things. I used to do free diving, where you dive underwater really far with no oxygen tank. I've done rock climbing with no ropes. What else have I done? Loads of stupid stuff. But yeah, I would say that's more of a just above neutral. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found further away from the action. Disagree. Love getting in on the action. Action as in the positive action. I don't like getting into the fights or anything like that, or arguments. So I'm going to go for that one. You often find it difficult to relate to the people who let their emotions guide them. I'm going to go for a little bit of a disagree, because everyone should follow their emotions at times, and sometimes you can't get out of that. But you've also got to be methodical about things, so if there's an incident happen, you don't want to let your emotions get the better of you and do something stupid. You want to actually be thinking properly about something. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalogue. I mean, if Ready Player One is on the homepage, it's going to be a strong agree, because it's my favourite film. But I'm in the middle. I don't spend ages, but I'm not one to just select a random film that I don't know. When you sleep, hey, don't get into my dreams. Weird. Very strange. I have some weird dreams. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be a bit bizarre. Agree. Literally just said. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. If I'm brutally honest, it's kind of how life is. You have to kind of not stand on people, but you are always going to upset somebody that doesn't like the decision you've made. So unintentionally, that is stepping on them to get ahead. I'm going to go for this middle agree, because I agree with it to an extent, but obviously you don't do it to... how can I put it? You don't do it to others, but it's just like a natural instinct that happens. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that deep down, but you won't admit it maybe. So I'm just going to... This is a truthful test. So I'm going to go for a middle one on the agree there. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. Yes, I am always fixed on what goals I want. I don't get sidetracked, but I do tend to lose my... not drive, but lose my... what do you call it? Attention span with it. I sometimes do something and then I just drift off. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. That depends, because if it's women, I get nervous. But I would say that's a disagree, because I'm open to, like I say, talking to anybody. But I get nervous talking to girls at times. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets physiological? I can't say it, just... Thank you. I'm gonna go for a slight disagree. I will talk about anything. I love getting in conversations that I probably don't know things about, but also learning things. So you feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet and intimate ones. Disagree a lot. Because I always want to get into the busy places and, like, you know, get really in there where it's all loud, like a sports bar or something. I'd love to do that rather than go to a quieter place and have, like, a nice conversation. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with others. Disagree? It's like, I'm in the disagree slightly. I'm in the middle there. I'm, like, here. But I'm going to go for this because I love being around other people and having conversations, having a laugh, and being myself as an idiot. And when I say this, I say I'm an idiot a lot. And that's because, well, it's true. I do stupid stuff. I act like an idiot. I will embarrass myself in front of multiple people. because it's funny. But I also think about stuff and the consequences and do it at the right time. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning of a message or a song or a movie. Yeah, I would say so if I watch like a film which has a meaning to it, such as a Hacksaw Ridge. That was a very, very good film, loved it, and there was a huge meaning behind what Desmond, I think, meant behind it, that he'd refused to use a gun. That's a big message, that you're not there to kill people, you're there to help people. So I would say I would look more into songs not so much, but a movie, yes, I definitely look at the real meaning behind the movies. You know exactly what you want. Strongly agree. Yes, I know exactly what I want, but it's when I get it. Because that might not happen, and that is uncontrollable, unfortunately. But yeah, I know exactly what I want in life, and some things might not happen. You know, it's uncontrollable. Like I said, you've just got to try your best at it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's a bit of a bummer, but yeah, I know exactly what I want. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. No, I tend to go more on future possibilities. I always look at not the bigger picture, but like the bigger goal. I always skip from, it's like the iceberg that people talk about. You see above the surface the success, but underneath you don't see all of the fails and all of the things in the past that have happened trying to get to that bit that everybody sees. I always go from the bottom and then look to the top as a goal for the future. I try to skip out this bit. So I would say I disagree. You tend to focus on present realities rather than... Yeah, I disagree. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Again, I think that's a disagree. I kind of get people's feelings and I will listen to them and I will try and help them. I'm not like, why are you sad about that? Like, you know, I do tend to have empathy for people. You feel comfortable just walking up to somebody you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Now, it depends, because if it's male, absolutely fine. If it's a female, I get nervous. Little bit. So I would say that's gonna be I wouldn't just walk up to somebody just randomly. If there was an actual point, like in a queue, and we ended up having something in common queuing for, I would possibly strike up a conversation depending on what it was. But I won't just go up to somebody that's, you know, over there. All right, mate, I don't know what you're doing, but hey, do you want to talk? I'm not really that kind of person, so I'm going to disagree. You often drift away daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Is there a bigger button right here that's hidden? Alright, I clicked the big agree. Of course I was going to choose that. I always daydream and just think of other things that are going on and ideas. Even when I'm editing or filming, I always think, oh god, yeah, no, why do I do that and drift off? And I'll look out my window or something on the PC. I'm terrible for it. You look after yourself first and others come in second. Yeah, I would agree. I would go middle of the agree. But I without sounding horrible, you've got to look after yourself first. But then don't forget about the people that have helped you out to get somewhere, or friends and family, you know, that type of thing. You don't want to forget them, but you also do have to look after yourself first. Your mood can change very quickly. I don't really have any moods. I've got happy, and I've got like neutral, and a little bit of sad. Like, or not sad, but like down. You know, where you're just like, oh god, I can't be bothered, or I'm tired. That's probably what it is. It's more tired than down. But it won't really change that quickly. I'm normally pretty good with my moods. And also, I tend to be a morning person, so I don't have to drag myself out of bed and be like, oh, it's midday before I wake up. I'm normally awake and straight on the ball. It doesn't bother me. So your mood can change very quickly. I'm going to go for a disagree. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. Detailed education? No, because I don't have any education now. I'm out of it. That's all done. Career development plans. Depends what it means by career. Work career, I would say yes, I do. And also YouTube career, I would say I do. So I'm going to strongly agree. I have multiple plans for very far in the future. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. I'm going to go for a medium I'm going to go with this one because I love being in like the busy situations and the busy environments and the dynamic atmosphere, but there does come a point where you're like, yeah, okay, I need to just go away now, maybe recharge my batteries or go do something else. So I'm not like I'm permanently, party mode. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. No, I'm more of a visionary? Realist? Visionary? I don't know. I like to look at the other options that haven't yet happened, if that's what that is. I'm going to go for a slight disagree. What just happened to my voice? After a long and exhausting week. Need to sit down. A fun party is just what you need. If there wasn't certain rules that were in place at the moment because the world's in a shambles, then I might fancy a party or something more of like a gathering, like going to a gin bar or going to a restaurant or just going to somebody's house. Yeah, I don't have time, but yeah. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Frequently? No, not every day. No, I don't frequently think, ooh, that could be better. Advancements happen over a period amount of time. That's just the way it is. You're not going to speed things up. You're not going to slow things down. Things change, people change. That's how it is. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. I like to think I do, but I probably don't. You always consider your actions. I do to an extent. When it comes to making a decision, maybe if it's to do with like safety or if it's to do with a friend or something like that, you don't want to affect them. But I might do it if it's spontaneous. I end up doing it and then I'll be like, oh crap, I forgot, I didn't mean to. So that that's like a slight agree. You really feel insecure. I mean, I don't feel insecure, but I think everybody feels something where they're like, is it me? And I feel that at times for definite. Like, I do feel where it's like, it's me that's sometimes the issue when it comes to meeting new people or trying to sort a relationship or something like that. I'm not very good in that department, so you really feel insecure. I always think that might be me that's the issue, or if it's something at work or a video hasn't done well, I'm like, was I not that energetic? Did I not edit it that well? It could be that. So I'm not necessarily that insecure, but I do feel sometimes. I think we're done. So, your gender, male. See results. All right, I don't want to see. All right, what am I? Is it good? Is it bad? Please be good. Please be good. I'm a protagonist. What does that mean? 72% extroverted. Introverted, 28%. See, I would say I'm more of an introvert. Like, I like my own space. But when I go out, I like to get involved with people. But when I have my own space, I like it to be my own space. Like, I like to just be left alone, do what I'm doing. I don't like to be interrupted. So I would say I'm more of an introvert slightly. I would go more 50-50? 60-40. 60-40. Energy. Intuitive is 64%, 36% observant. Yes, I'm 100% intuitive compared to observant, definitely. Nature, feeling over thinking. Really? Your traits determine how we make decisions and cope with emotions. Am I really more feeling than thinking? Really? I probably don't let on as much as I should, but I do feel things a lot more and have more of a underlying, oh god, yeah, I feel like that about something, rather than thinking about the situation. So I suppose that's true. Tactics. 72% judging. I'm a judgy person, apparently. I mean, yeah, I will look at plans and I will look at paths that we have to go and make a decision on that. Really? These are really, really surprising, actually. I'm very amazed at this type of result. And then identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. 51% assertive and 49% turbulent. Now that's actually very true, because at work, I've been told that I am not necessarily that assertive, and I could do with having more of that assertiveness when I'm talking to people and asking people to do certain things. So that's a fair shout. Okay, so we have... what? Before we move on to your profile, I would like to copy the results. No? So here we basically have the rundown of what my results mean. So, protagonists are natural-born leaders. Haha! Of course. Full of passion and charisma. How are you doing? Forming around 2% of the population. God, I am unique! They are oftentimes our politicians, our coaches, and our teachers reaching out and inspiring others to achieve and to do good in the world. Do I? With a natural confidence that begets influence, protagonists take a great deal of pride and joy in guiding others to work together to improve themselves and their community. Where's a medal? Medal? Anyone? No? That's cool. All right, I like that. I didn't really know that about myself, but I guess I like seeing other people succeed as well, and that I know I've had an involvement in that, so I take pride in myself helping that person. Firm believers in people. People are drawn to the strong personalities. Protagonists radiate authenticity, concern, and altruism. Unafraid to stand up and speak when they feel something needs to be said. I mean, at times, but I don't like confrontation. So why would that be? They find it natural and easy to communicate with others, especially in person. Yes, but not the confrontation about unafraid to stand up and speak when they feel something needs to be said. The interest protagonists have in others is genuine, almost to a fault. When they believe in someone, they can become too involved in the other person's problems. Yes, I do that. Place too much trust in them. Definitely do that. Luckily, this trust tends to be self-fulfilling prophecy, and protagonists' altruism and authenticity inspire those they care about to become better themselves. Yes, but if they aren't careful, they can overextend their optimism, sometimes pushing others further than they're ready or willing to go. Possibly. I think that's possibly true. Yeah. Protagonists are genuine, caring people who talk the talk and walk the walk, and nothing makes them happier than leading the charge, uniting and motivating their team with infectious enthusiasm. Yeah, I guess. A lot of this I'm saying I guess. Am I just being stupid and not realizing this is who I am? Protagonists you may know. Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, John Cusack, Ben Affleck, that's the lady who was standing up for human rights, I think. I'm very sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, so I'm not going to. Daenerys... Wait. Didn't she just kill people all the time? I haven't watched Game of Thrones. The shock horror. I know, I've never watched it. I think I would really like it, but... Didn't she just kill people all the time? I think. Alright, well I guess you've seen who I am as a person now. I like to take charge of certain things, but then also take pride from helping other people out. But then some of the results I think are slightly wrong. That I like to say my stance on something. I mean, I do, but not to a point of where I'm like, right, I think you're wrong. I'm not necessarily that type of inclined. But I do like to put my point across, which is correct. I do like to interact with people, so I guess that was right. I mean, everyone's different. So if you liked doing this, the link is going to be in the description to take your own tests. So see what you get, and then also comment down below what you got as a result and let me know. So thank you all for watching, guys. I appreciate your time for watching this video. If you did like it, please leave a like. Also, subscribe. It is free. There's no little small print. So by subscribing, you are helping me and the channel and the community that we have here out. So, I will see you in the next video. See you later, guys! Some of those results are really surprising. I need to go out more.